Hello, I'm Joe Kasner, a candidate for the Kingston Board of Health. I'm proud to have been a member of this community for many years. I both live here and operate my business in this community. I'm the owner of Crystal Clear Pools. I live on Pembroke Street with my wife Laura and my mother Jean. I have 3 adult daughters, Laurie, Pamela, and Amy, all employed in the field of education, and 2 grandchildren, a boy and a girl, who call me Papa. I am an active member of our Lions Club, serving not only as treasurer, but also as the club's official Santa Claus. This charitable organization sponsors our Scout troops and has afforded me the pleasure of participating in many Scout honor ceremonies. I am also a member of our Yacht Club, the Kingston Business Association, and have been a strong supporter of many Kingston youth sports programs. Participating in these activities has enabled me to meet some truly great people, many of whom have become friends along the way. Many of you have supported me in my various positions within our town government, and I am deeply grateful for that support. My experience includes serving for 12 years on the Board of Health. I am the current chairman of the Kingston Rent Control Board and a former member of the Board of Selectmen. I am an associate member of the Kingston Planning Board and have served on the Ball Field Committee as well as the Police Station Building Committee. Each of these positions has given me unique experience in serving our community, which I believe is a valuable asset as a candidate for the Board of Health. I have worked to stay current in the field through obtaining various licenses, certifications, and certificates over the years. It is important that our Board of Health stay actively involved in the many issues facing our town and work to protect the safety of our community and our citizens. These include opiate addiction, mosquito and tick control, beach testing, restaurant inspections, quality septic systems, safe health clubs, and yes, a responsible mitigation plan for the operation of wind turbines. My service to our community has always been guided by a strong desire to serve my fellow citizens fairly and professionally. No candidate can promise to please 100% of the people 100% of the time. What I do promise is that I will listen carefully and thoughtfully and make decisions that are in the best interest of this community we all call home. I will always continue to treat every person with respect and consideration. I ask for your support in the upcoming election. Please vote for Joe Kasner for the Kingston Board of Health. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gretchen Emmets, and I'm a candidate for a 5-year term on the Kingston Housing Authority. First of all, I would like to thank PAC TV for allowing me the time to introducing myself and explain why I'm running for this position. I have lived in and been a registered voter in Precinct 1 for close to 16 years, but this is the first time I have entered in a town-wide race. Until recently, I've been a retail manager for the past 20 years, but I left that job last summer to be closer to my home and spend more time with my family. Looking for something more rewarding to do, I was lucky enough to have been given the opportunity to work at the Council on Aging in Kingston. While there, I started to notice through phone calls and personal visits that the need is growing rapidly for housing for low-income seniors, veterans, people with disabilities, and even families. Yet unfortunately, the housing situation in Kingston is not. So I started to ask questions on how better I can help with this issue and decided that why ask, just do, and I made up my mind to enter this race. What is the Housing Authority, you may ask? Kingston Housing Authority is state-subsidized housing on which 48 units are located on Hillcrest Road and 1 on 237 Pembroke Street, which has 8 residents with special needs. The Department of Housing and Community Development provides funding for much of the program. However, Kingston Housing Authority is elected by our townspeople to oversee the director and make sure the residents' needs and the town's needs and future needs are being met. A couple of years ago, the Kingston Housing Authority entered into a management contractual agreement with the Plymouth Housing Authority, which is quite standard with small towns. Although the Housing Authority is good at what they do day to day, Kingston's not a big city, and all of the members of the Kingston Housing Authority need to take charge and be leaders, which means, in fact, they need to be proactive and advocate for the needs of our seniors, veterans, and other struggling residents, and make sure that the director is doing the same at all times. This very same board should be setting goals for the director, everyday goals that they maintain and provide safe, sanitary, affordable housing to those who occupy our 48+ units. Goals which include utilizing CPC funds for asset preservation, enhancements, and permitting for increasing our housing stock. As a town, you should expect your board not only to be providing safe, sanitary, affordable housing, but also investigating grants and honestly trying to find creative ways to grow more housing. This just does not seem to be happening. The Housing Authority website states that the mission is to provide safe, decent, and sanitary housing conditions for low-income families. We need to provide for families, period. That has not been done at all. If elected, I also want to bring to the forefront the goals of the Massachusetts Affordable Chapter 40B law, where at least 10% of its new developments in each town being built will be made affordable for the average income. Currently, sadly, we are less than 4%. The truth is, we build in Kingston more for the market rate than for the affordable housing. Recently, my neighbors who were growing their family needed to buy a larger house and found they could not afford to buy one in Kingston and end up purchasing a home in a neighboring town. Do I want this for my daughter? Do you want this for your children, your grandchildren? Standing still is no longer an option. I realize that this is the first time in 15 years that the Housing Authority has been a contested race. I've been told this by many people. And I want to make it clear that I am entering this race not against anyone, but for someone, the people of the town of Kingston and the future growth of the town of Kingston and the residents, current and future. It is time for a change and time for the residents of Kingston to take notice that there is indeed a Kingston Housing Authority. And there are indeed people who need affordable housing. Let's do our part. Please consider me, Gretchen Ametz, as you cast your vote for Housing Authority on April 30th. Commitment, growth, fresh ideas, and a willingness to learn and lead. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Elaine Fiore, and I have 14 years of experience as your sewer commissioner. A third of the town was required to connect to the municipal sewer system to protect environmentally sensitive areas and to accommodate failed septic systems. The wastewater treatment plant was built large enough to service the properties required to connect to the sewer system, no more, no less. With Phase 1 and Phase 2 completed, the treatment plant is at full capacity, which means the plant cannot accept any additional flow on a consistent basis. We have a dedicated, experienced staff of town employees who operate and maintain the treatment plant and all of the associated infrastructure. DEP sets the standards we must follow, and we meet or exceed those standards on a regular basis. What's the role of a sewer commissioner in all of this? To assist the staff in protecting the treatment plant and the associated infrastructure from abuse, keeping the plant in compliance with DEP requirements, and to keep the costs as low as possible. We have been able to reduce the sewer user rates twice and have reduced the quarterly service charge by $10 per quarter. In my 14 years as a sewer commissioner, the board has been approached by people with ideas to privatize the plant for profit, to implement programs that would adversely affect the plant operation, and even someone who wanted to broker sewer capacity for their clients. After much discussion, we said no. We have prevented illegal connections to the sewer system and held the line, repeating, there is no more sewer capacity available. It's easy to say yes, we have capacity, and then pay the consequences after the fact. We make the hard decisions and say no. If we don't, we would exceed the plant capacity, which eventually would trigger a violation of our discharge permit from DEP, and more importantly, there could be a hazardous waste situation in town as a result of not being able to properly treat the flow coming into the plant. Only one thing will safely allow additional flow to the plant, and that's a plant expansion. The sewer commissioners will be asking the town, not just the sewer customers, if the town wants to pursue and pay for a plant expansion geared to enhance economic development in town. We have planned for an expansion by locating new leaching fields under the transfer station, in addition to acquiring land in lieu of an uncollectible debt. Your vote at town meeting will decide if a plant expansion is possible. I'm asking for your vote and continued support so I can continue to hold the line when necessary, look at options objectively, and continue to treat everyone fairly, no matter who you are, and do what is right for the sewer customers, the town, and the precious infrastructure we pay for. See you Saturday, April 30th, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mark Guidaboni, and I'm running for Kingston Sewer Commissioner. As a resident of Kingston for 26 years, I have held several leadership positions in Kingston government, including Waterfront Committee, Planning Board, Open Space Committee, Silver Lake Regional School, and Building Committees. I have served the Kingston community with the Boy Scouts, Lions Club, Yacht Club, and recently with the Kingston Business Association. In all these positions, I've been told my leadership has left these organizations and Kingston a better place. My recent 3 terms on the Silver Lake School Committee are coming to an end soon. I'm proud to say during this time, I have helped build 2 schools under budget and ahead of schedule. Our high school has a top-notch integrated career and technical school and was nationally recognized as an AP School of Distinction. I'm running for Sewer Commissioner because I feel that this position is the best match for my abilities to help the town of Kingston. I'm a civil ocean engineer graduate of the United States Naval Academy, licensed engineer in training, and Massachusetts Septic System Inspector. This skill set matches the Sewer Commissioner position better than my opponent. My goals include continuing to support the professional staff that maintain our complex sewer system. We need to institute best practices to increase plant efficiency and component redundancy to avoid costly emergencies seen in neighboring towns. As an example, adding a 3rd settling basement would eliminate the current practice of allowing partially treated water into our multi-million-dollar leaching field during our maintenance operations. Currently, the state has ordered the leaching field area under the transfer station to remain disconnected from our plant, unusable, awaiting plant expansion. We should research plant expansion options to use our existing leaching capacity and earmark the additional capacity to business growth to lower our taxes. More users would also lower user fees. We should ensure all excess sewer revenues are directed only to the Sewer Enterprise Fund. Our current annual budget for electricity is $250,000. We should investigate solar alternatives. Currently, Silver Lake schools make over $200,000 annually for solar power initiatives. We should formalize a betterment buyback policy to let users sell back unneeded capacity and put the capacity where it is needed today. In summary, increase redundancy to lower our risks, increase efficiency and the number of users to lower rates, and provide sewer to businesses to lower our taxes. Please vote on April 30th, and when you do, please choose the candidate that is best qualified for the position. Vote Mark Guidoboni, Sewer Commissioner. I appreciate your support.